Hello and welcome back to the Daily Signal at CPAC 2018. I'm Rob Louie, Editor-in-Chief, and we're joined now by Rick Raber, CEO of the Bradley Foundation. Rick, thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much. Great to be with you, Rob.
Well, the Heritage Foundation and Bradley have a long history
together. Long time.
Tell us a bit about Bradley and the work that you're currently engaged in.
Bradley Foundation's been around for about 35 years now, hard to believe. It's a foundation that leading conservative funder in the country. We have an endowment of about $900 million. We give away $40 to $50 million a year. And it really all started with two brothers, Lynd and Harry Bradley. Two guys that started from almost nothing in Milwaukee and built an incredible company called the Allen Bradley Company. They did it through hard work, grit, and determination. That company ultimately sold in the mid-1980s to Rockwell, and the cash that was generated from that sale became the Bradley Foundation.
Now, ask you about a couple of the programs.
Sure.
So the Bradley Prizes are an annual event that everyone in Washington, I think, looks forward to because you honor some of the leaders who have done remarkable things. Tell us a bit about that.
This will be our 15th Bradley Prize, and we're real excited about it. It'll be on May 15th this year at the National Building Museum, and it is an opportunity for the conservative movement to spend a night with some great leaders, to listen to our winners, and to really celebrate our mission, what we're trying to accomplish to make this a better country than it already is.
Yeah, and then so on a national scale, that's obviously a big project, but you were telling me locally, Bradley continues to support a lot of the efforts in Wisconsin and Milwaukee specifically. Are there some examples that you can share with our viewers about the kind of work that you do?
Sure. Well, the Bradley brothers care deeply about their hometown, about Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin, so we do focus some of our energies there, particularly in our civil society area where we're really addressing the breakdown of the family, trying to promote organizations outside of government to try to solve some of the problems facing our society. We support some great organizations in Wisconsin and Milwaukee. One, Axe Housing. It's an organization that helps Central City people buy a house, rehab the house, and then own the house. It's amazing. You can walk down some of the really tough neighborhoods in Milwaukee, but you go down a street that's owned through people that have got their houses through Axe Housing, it's a different place. So it's really exciting. We work with another organization called Runnin' Rebels, which is working with kids in the juvenile justice system, helping them to get their life in order before it's too late, and to become productive citizens in our society. There are hundreds more organizations like that, but those are a couple of the great ones.
Well, civil society and the work you're doing in that area is so important because oftentimes when something happens, whether it's a school shooting in Florida or another incident, everyone looks to the U.S. Congress to solve the problem. But oftentimes it's the state or even smaller local governments or communities that we should be turning to for those solutions. So what's the thinking behind that, and how do we, as conservatives, communicate that message more effectively to Americans?
Well, our founders intended for limited government. Our founders did not intend for government to solve all of our problems, and indeed, government may be the worst place to solve most of our problems in this country. It really is the power of the individual. It's groups coming together voluntarily, organizations like I just talked about, that can solve so many of these problems, and it's those organizations that are unique in the United States, the glue, I would call it, and I fear we're losing a little bit of that.
Right.
And the unfortunate part is government tends to fill that vacuum when you don't have that work happening on the ground in a voluntary sort of way. That's what we're trying to restore, and it's really one organization at a time. There's not a silver bullet for this, but there is a way to get better and to improve and to strengthen and to remove government as much as we can from our day-to-day living.
Well, thank you for the work that you're doing on that. I want to turn to CPAC. Here we are on the first day of the conference. It is great fun. You get to see so many people. We're anticipating the Vice President's speech. Of course, President Trump will be here tomorrow. What's your outlook on the conservative movement today in 2018?
I like to be optimistic. I mean, you hear there a lot of wringing of hands and concerns sometimes with tweets that come out of the White House, but there's a lot that is right that is going on. I mean, within government, great new Supreme Court justice that I think will be wonderful, tax reform, deregulation, all that stuff that allows people to do their thing more effectively is happening. Now, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to restore our constitutional order, to make sure the separation of powers are where they ought to be, that we're restoring power to the states, that we're encouraging free markets, that we're encouraging stronger education systems. Those are all things that Bradley works on every single day. And these are big picture items that can take decades or generations. That's why we have foundations.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Are there some big initiatives that you're looking at in 2018 where you think either Bradley or organization like Heritage or even the Trump administration could have a real impact on the lives of Americans?
Well, we'll continue to work on school choice.
Okay.
For sure. Education reform. You can't look at too many big cities in this country, if any, where the public school systems are really working. We need more competition. We need to let the markets work. We're not enemies of public education, but we should be looking out for the kids, and the parents ought to have a choice where to send their kids. We've made a lot of progress on that since Bradley started this in the 1980s, but that story's not done. We've got a long ways to go. And then I think the free markets, taking government out of doing business, taking some of that cost out of doing business, allowing for entrepreneurship and voluntary exchange. All those things, again, I think are really important, and I think we have a really unique opportunity right now to move the needle and to make some progress.
You're a former ambassador to the Czech Republic. As you look at the world landscape and the U.S. role in it, what is your vision about how the Trump administration is approaching our role in the world?
Well, we have to reassert our leadership in the world. I think we took a step back during the 8 years of the Obama administration. The world needs America. America is unique. America is exceptional. America's got to lead. America wasn't leading. I saw that firsthand with my friends in the Czech Republic, where I worked very hard on a project that President Bush was advocating for, missile defense in Central Europe to protect against rockets from Iran. The Obama administration pulled the rug out from under that within days of his taking office. And my friends in the Czech Republic saw that as America stepping back, as America not leading, as America not providing that guidance that is so very critical. I think we're starting to see a change with this administration. I know we are, but there's more work to be done.
Yeah, certainly. Rick Raber, thanks for being with the Daily Signal today.
Appreciate it.
I'm Rob Louie for the Daily Signal. We'll be back again soon with more interviews. Thank you.